So while you guys are coming up with some questions in the live chat, we will go through a question that we received throughout the week. And this one is from?
This one is from Talia Marie Jones. And she says, question for the live stream. What would you say would be the average/best amount of money I should save for a working holiday visa in New Zealand? I know it says roughly around 4,500 New Zealand dollars. However, I know that won't be enough to survive. I plan on working in New Zealand as well. Would £10,000 be okay as a start, as I was looking to go for the full 23 months?
All right. So, Laura, what is a working holiday visa?
So a working holiday visa is a visa for usually for young people between the ages of 18 to 30, but it depends on which country you're from. Sometimes that age ranges to 35 years old. So it allows young people to come to New Zealand to both work and travel. Usually this visa lasts for about a year, 12 months. But in some countries, that's a little different. Or for some nationals, that's a bit different. For people from certain countries, that might be only 6 months. From people from other countries, that can be extended to 23 months. For instance, like in this question, if it's from the UK or from Canada, for instance, then that can be 23 months. So I think that, that's the working holiday.
So when coming to New Zealand on the working holiday visa, there are a couple of requirements that you have to meet in order to be able to enter the country with a working holiday visa. One of the requirements is to have a medical and travel insurance for the length of your stay. And another requirement is to have the minimum amount of funds in order to fund your travel around New Zealand, so you don't arrive in New Zealand and have no money and, just start struggling. And so usually the required minimum amount of money is 4,500 4,200, I think, New Zealand dollars. And that's really, really, really the minimum. As a rule of thumb, we usually recommend to have 5,500 New Zealand dollars plus your flight and your insurance. That would be what we recommend as the minimum. And having everything else on top of it is usually recommended, because that will allow you to enjoy New Zealand more. Now, when you have that much amount of money on your bank account when you come to New Zealand, that does not mean that you have to spend all that money. It just means that you need to have that just in case you need to do a few things. Now, the reason why we recommend you to have more is because kickstarting a working holiday visa in New Zealand just takes a little bit of time. You need to open a bank account. You need to get an IRD number, which is a tax number in New Zealand. You need to get yourself a New Zealand phone number. You need to find a place where you want to stay in New Zealand in order to start working and traveling and everything like that. So all this kind of process, because it includes a few things that you have to do with the government, like getting a tax number, takes a few weeks. So our usual recommendation is that you arrive in New Zealand, and when you're in Auckland, you kind of do a few of the paperwork, and then you head on the road and you do a bit of either a road trip or bus trip all around New Zealand. So you find a place that you actually do enjoy, and then at that point in that place, you're going to settle yourself, work a little bit, and then travel again. And that's usually the best way to approach a working holiday visa in New Zealand. We have advised thousands of people on doing working holiday visa, and from our experience, it's the vast majority of people prefer and enjoy their trip more and do more of the trip and have less regrets if they have traveled a little bit before starting to work. So we're talking about a month to a month and a half travel around New Zealand before starting working. And so for this reason, in order to be able to travel for a month or a month and a half, even if you travel on a budget, you still need to have a few $1,000s in order to, to actually be able to do things and not just, go to places and just stand still. So that's why we recommend to have a little bit of cash onto your bank accounts. Also, if you are start with some cash, you're probably not going to spend everything. That means you can live with some cash, and you can go and maybe on your way back home you can stop in some of the South Pacific islands like Fiji before heading back to cold Canada or UK or USA or very, very hot India or wherever you're going to go. Actually, no, India doesn't have the working holiday visa. So for this reason, we recommend that you have a little bit of cash. Now, so the minimum we say is 5,500 New Zealand dollars. A very comfortable amount would be 10,000 New Zealand dollars. You know, that's usually people which are well prepared, they come with 10 grand. That's pretty good. Now, what's the name of this lady? Talia. Talia offers to say that she has 10,000 pounds. So 10,000 pounds, it's roughly, and that's what I was doing on my phone at the beginning of the video. I was just quickly looking at how much it is in New Zealand dollars, and it's roughly about 19,000 New Zealand dollars, which is very, very comfortable. That will not allow you to spend 23 months holidaying in New Zealand by any stretch of the imagination. You would still have to work at some point during your trip, but that will be very, very comfortable, and it's highly unlikely that you're going to spend it all, or spend about, you probably won't even spend about half of that, but that will also allow you to travel with peace of mind, and there's nothing better.
Yeah, and also if you're working as well, you're going to be adding to that fund as well. But the good thing about the working holiday visa is that you can work to basically fund your travels around New Zealand. So even if you have got some savings and you've been saving as much as £10,000 or 19,000 New Zealand dollars, because you're on a working holiday, you shouldn't have to really go like a crazy amount into your savings if you just keep on topping up your funds with the work that you're doing in New Zealand. So that's the beauty of a working holiday visa.
All right, so if you did find this video useful, make sure to hit the like button. It's a great free way for you guys to reward us for all our hard work helping you plan your trip to New Zealand. You can also hit the subscribe button. We're here every single week to answer all your questions. We release video like about 5 times a week with some more answers, some travel vlogs, all those kind of things. So, and it's all about traveling in New Zealand. So here you go. And another place where you can find more information about both the working holiday visa as well as budgeting and budget trip in New Zealand is nzpocketguide.com, which is our travel guide to New Zealand. It's all 100% free, and there are thousands and thousands of articles in which we dive super, super deep into everything to do with traveling in New Zealand. So check it out as well.